Here on the bridge. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Here on the bridge. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Here on the bridge. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Here on the bridge. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man to a king? Thoughts to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. I know, I am late. I feel like the rabbit falling down that hole. I am late. I had to go pick up a package from FedEx. I had some stuff that I had to do, but the package is here. So I want to give a shout out to Razor. Yeah, this is crazy, right? It is a crazy package. I want to give a shout out to Razor, one of our partners that we are working with. Again, I have unboxing of that stuff, of the Wolverine. We're going to do a whole big thing. It's a lot of stuff that goes into that. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of production, recording, all this other stuff. We got some stuff to talk about here today, and I see a lot of narratives going on, and I find it absolutely funny how people in this industry are wow, it's crazy. Now, I did get some enlightenment on a lot of things. And we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it, man. Now, if you don't know, I go live every day at 6 p.m. I am sorry. I am truly sorry that I am late by a half an hour. And I do apologize. If it's your first time finding the channel and you love Xbox, then you love me, the king, your new best friend. I go live every day, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I drop videos on the weekend. I also drop video segments of the live on Frontline Gaming Stream. So if this stuff is too long, if I go on for an hour and it's too long for you, well, you can go over there, you can catch some of the cliff notes from the show. Right? This is not a podcast, this is a show. People don't know what entertainment is, but I'm here to bring entertainment back to you. See, a lot of people, what they do is they get there, they put a camera on, and they get people's information, and they just, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. You know, they sit there with a bunch of people and just give you fake stuff. And I had to check somebody today based upon that. Now, what I don't like is smear campaigns. People can see a smear campaign. And I'm not saying that I really honestly care what goes on in the corporate world. If that was the case, then I would be part of the corporate world. I am not part of the corporate world because I understand how detrimental the corporate world is. Hold on, let me put my phone on mute because right now the phone isn't on mute. And I don't need anybody interrupting me. So I'm literally running. Legendary Yobi, blessings. What's going on? Tsunami, what's good? Boonty, what's good? Plague Injected, what's good? I want to say what's up to everybody that is here so we can get a chance to talk about what's going on. Now, I am still in the middle of grabbing some topics. So I do have topics that I do want to talk about. And I know y'all see the thumbnail. And I know in seeing the thumbnail, you're like, King, well, what the hell is going on? Whatever is going on? And if you see it, you kind of understand where the king is at with a lot of things, right? Because we're not going to start looking at everything else and not really looking at the truth. The truth is stranger than you think. Now, if I'm not looking at the camera right now, please give me some grace because I'm actually getting some things up. Pause. Now, one of the things I did want to talk about, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, shout out to Web Dave, my guy Lycos, what's going on? Mr. Libido, hey, yo. All right, let's get it. Now, you know I'm a huge Marvel fan. If you don't know, now you know. All you got to do is look in the background, and the background is going to tell you exactly everything that you want to see and know about me. As a kid, I grew up, I played with G.I. Joes, I played with Thundercats, I played with He-Man, I had Silverhawks, I watched all the cartoon shows. Listen, I go all the way back to the Herculoids. I used to watch the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Hanna-Barbera was my best friend. A bowl of cereal on a Saturday morning was the bee's knees for me. Then we get outside, we could play tag, ring alivio, basketball, whatever we did, we had a full life, right? And then video games came in and said, hold my beer, keep this kid right here. And I love video games ever since. But I was always an avid reader. It helped my vocabulary, it helped everything that I loved because I wanted to know more about the heroes that I love. I'm a huge Incredible Hulk fan. And one of the most iconic books, Incredible Hulk history, was when a character showed up in comic book Incredible Hulk 180. I actually have it. They introduced a character called Wolverine. Didn't know who he is, what he was, and what was going on. But 181, they went at it. And from that moment on, I actually loved the character of Wolverine. And I followed his exploits until they kind of messed up and tore up his background. I don't think you need to really go too deep into what the character lore is. The character was a great character. I have Weapon X right there. I have a couple of Wolverine statues here and there because I love to read about what I love. You see Captain America, you see Iron Man, you see Black Bolt, you see Hawkeye, you see Scarlet Witch, you see Winter Soldier, you see the Ninja Turtles right there. Huge Ninja Turtle fan. But what I'm telling you this, and I'm setting you up for this because I actually am ecstatic. And I don't care how you feel about it, baby. I want this to be absolutely successful because I understand single player games is on the endangered species list. Brother, Wolverine is up for wish list and is coming out September 15th, 2026. The boy is amped. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, I see how it ducked that fade. You know how I say it. You know how I say it. If you're strong about your game, stand on your date. To hell with that. The hell with that. Stand on your date. For all you weirdos out there wanting to make sure that my lips aren't ashy. Scott Wilford, 76, member for 24 months. I salute you, soldier, V rank. I'm hearing that Microsoft is dumping AI as it's not working. No PlayStation 6 or 7. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing good. God bless everyone. Blessings, brother. They're not dumping AI. And we're going to talk about that because AI is a big reason why we're at the precipice of what we're doing right now. And lo and behold, at the forefront of all of that is your man, Young Odin. Now, I affectionately call Satya Nadella Young Odin because, again, he was in the power chair. And as sitting inside the power chair, he controls a lot. All right? He controls the hiring and the firing. But the biggest thing that he controls is the purse strings. And in controlling the purse strings, we know that the buck stops with him. Goes no further. You get no higher. He's the king of rock. There is no higher, sucker. Yeah. That's Satya. So whether you like things or not, Satya is in control. Now, I know somebody just put in there and it was like, AI is on the outs. Nobody likes the AI movement when it comes to video games because I guess your fear is that AI is going to take away the jobs from developers, which has done. AI is going to ruin video games, which certain video games it has done. And I'm not going to tell you that your fear and loathing of AI is misplaced. Now, with Microsoft being one of the leaders in AI, with a strong partnership with Anthropic and many others, with kind of stepping away from open AI and Sam Altman, after Sam Altman showed that he cannot be trusted, the return on investment from AI has not worked out in Microsoft's favor. Microsoft, if you want to believe it or not, they had a positive day today. They ended on a positive day on the stock, but they started off low. They started off kind of shaky. Now, at the high, the stock price was trading at $468. And in a single day, they lost $436 billion. Now, in doing so, what will happen? You think that company will go crazy. Like a lot of companies will be absolutely bankrupt. Done, complete, done, out of here. If Sony was to lose they're not even evaluated at $460 billion. But if they were actually to lose that, everything would shutter up, closed. By the way, I heard Fear Games is on shaky grounds. And when I get more about that, I will talk more about that. Contractors not getting extended, all this other stuff. You see, I'm an equal opportunist ass kicker. if you will. See, a lot of times people think, oh, no, King is going to have soft hands and soft gloves when it comes to Xbox. No, I don't. At the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I'm a selfish gamer, to be real with you, honestly, seriously. I'm not going to let you skip me in line if I'm standing in line waiting for something that's mine. That's not going to happen. I'm a selfish gamer. Now, am I a soloist? Nah, I leave that up to Sav. I like to game with everyone. I like to game on everything. I like my gaming to be a buffet. That's the reason why I love Game Pass so much. I come in at a cheap price. You got to understand, like going to the buffet is like going to Disneyland. And I was explaining that to my son today. I said, are you one of those people that like to try different things? And he was like, sometimes. And I'm like, me too. I said, but my dietary restrictions actually stops me from actually partaking in a lot of the buffet, right? To be real with you, because I don't eat meat. Pause. And that's religious reasons. But he doesn't have that. I don't put that dogma on him. So I'm like, yo, you going there? What do you try to park tenderloin, or do you do this, that, and the third? He said I was looking at it because we was looking at some menus on some stuff, and I guess that's the reason why Game Pass resonates with me so much. You're coming in with a low price, you're going in, you go try everything. And I think that is the business model for gaming. That's my opinion. I think that was underserved. I think Game Pass was underserved by Microsoft. I think fundamentally there was some friction in the building that didn't allow Game Pass to be as great as it was. Remember, it was supposed to be at 100 million. Phil said that we would have, and that's Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, no longer the CEO of Microsoft Games, but definitely the GOAT. But he's figured that we would be at 50 million to 100 million subs by now, right? Like by now. But let me ask you, how many ads for Game Pass did you see? You saw more ads for this is an Xbox, and you don't need an Xbox, and cloud gaming than you did for a service you wanted to make the premier service in gaming, right? You saw as much ads for Game Pass as you did for PlayStation Plus. I think they're kind of equal. You see, I think there's some friction there when it comes to trying to get Game Pass to everyone based upon the console restriction. Somebody in the building has a console set mind that feels if you have the console, then you will know about Game Pass because the ads will pop up on the console. But what if I don't have a console because you told me that I don't need a console? You know, the thing that you put on Sarah Bond, that this was her idea, but that happened before that. I got the proof. But if you wanted Game Pass to be successful, and had Game Pass been absolutely successful, would we be having different conversations? Did somebody not want Game Pass to be successful? I felt Microsoft didn't want Game Pass to be successful. I think somebody didn't like Game Pass. I think somebody entertained Game Pass like they entertain an annoying child. I think Game Pass could have been greater had it been marketed correctly. But if it's marketed correctly, is the conversation differently? You see, going out to get the ABK deal, that's where Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, flew too close to the sun. right? The ABK deal, if anybody's going to tell me, yo, King, are you now pro-acquisition? Yes, I'm still pro-acquisition, even though I know the fallout that was going to be fall after the fact. I knew it ahead of time. See, I'm not one of those individuals that looks at something and don't look at it from all angles before I say yes. Now, maybe my yes might come before your yes. Maybe you may take a couple of hours to figure out what your plan may be. Maybe you take longer to process the whole parameters of things. Myself, I don't. Myself, I'm probably pretty quick to look at the faults, the cracks, and what actually makes things work. So I pretty much process, well, there's going to be a lot of overlapping and there's going to be a lot of job loss. And I think they took that into account as well. And then there's going to be a lot of stagnation until they can actually get things up. And I knew all of that stuff. What I didn't know is that the trial was going to take long. I didn't see Jim stuff happen. I never saw that. You know what? Stand-up people can't see what when a rat is going to show up, right? You ever notice that, like, the mob boss or the kingpin is always surprised at the person that is sitting on the stand pointing him out because they're stand-up dudes, so they wouldn't do it, but they didn't know that they had rats among them. So it's always the stand-up dudes that are shocked at the rat. Right? Like, oh, snap. I never seen that happening. Like, it was like plot twist. I didn't know. And then they had Jim's phone transcript. And then he's sending a video call like he was in a secluded bunker. I'm like, yo, my man is snitching. All he was missing was the Tekashi 6ix9ine tattoo on the face and the rainbow hair. I'm like, this guy is out here snitching. You know, coming from the environment where I'm from, that's frowned upon. Ain't that right, T.I.? I'm just saying. Shots fired, bro. I'm a 50 Cent fan. You gonna get this work, bro. You and your ugly kid. Just saying. Sorry, apologize. I shoot shots. I'm crazy with it. Anyway, but looking at it, I felt that somebody in that building with control understood that had Game Pass hit that critical number. Because you got to think about it, right? Didn't they started doing restructuring with Call of Duty after they started to release it in Game Pass? We're still waiting for the whole ABK slate to be released inside Game Pass, right? Have you noticed that? Somebody's hating on that service being what it actually is. We should have at least 3 times more games inside Game Pass than is there now. And somebody personally put a stop to that faucet running. Because think about it this way, as a businessman, as a hustler, as an individual that feels that you got to go make that bread, you got to go get that bread. Those individuals that feel that way understand that if you try the product and the product is good, you're going to love the product and you'll be back. You will never leave. You got to get them hooked on it, baby. You got to make sure that when they first try, they want to buy, they want to stay all day. But you didn't see the vision based upon the fact that you felt that this is this guy's idea, man. Why didn't I come over with that idea? But I'm going to go with it because I understand he said I lend him some bread. He's going to come back on that. But if he blow, he going to become the plug and I'm out of here. Could you imagine? See, because Game Pass is magic money. I want you to understand that. And I'm explaining what magic money is. Magic money is selling you something that you don't physically own, but getting you hooked forever. That's magic money. You understand? Something that you would normally go and buy and have a piece of it that you can actually trade and use as a commodity. You trick that individual into believing that you don't want to be able to barter and sell what you physically own. You want all of this that you can try, but you never own it. And this one costs too much. Like, it costs 70, you only get one. But you can get a bunch for half the price. That's magic money. Because that individual is probably going to stay time over time over time. But you got to make that pot sweet. You got to make them look in there and say, wow, all that's in there? You got to get the right. Now, I'm not saying that Game Pass is bad in any way. Actually, Game Pass is the best service in the business. What I'm saying it is, marketed it, it's piss poor. Like, to be real with you, everything is a Game Pass. I mean, everything's an Xbox and but you don't need a console. All that marketing, that shit could have just died out. Like, I think that rubbed everybody wrong. So when you got people saying that it rubbed Microsoft workers wrong or Microsoft execs wrong and, people didn't like things. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, understandably so. There's a lot of people that can say that they didn't like certain things. I told you I didn't like it. And, whatever. But at the end of the day, my ROG is an Xbox. I'm having fun with that. My PC is an Xbox. They got full screen mode. But that's stuff that you could tell on its own. But if you was marketing Game Pass all over the place, that's the platform. That's what you wanted to sell. That's what you were selling everybody on. But for some reason, you didn't want it to be successful because maybe somebody secretly doesn't want that. Maybe they want that upfront cash. You got those dudes. You know who reminds me of an individual that just won his cookie? The Game. He was part of G Unit. He was getting that bread, but he wanted to be a solo artist. He was no greater. As a solo artist, he was never bigger than he was when he was in G Unit. Never. But that wasn't good for him. That wasn't good enough because somebody else was getting the shine. So he had to go on to do him. He actually dissed G Unit. Remember G Unit? He actually made a whole smear campaign for the people that got him bubbling. How many of y'all knew who Satya Nadella was? None of y'all. Y'all didn't know who he was until I started calling him Young Odin and you started seeing him talk after Phil started bubbling. Remember, Phil is a rock star. He's the Bon Jovi of this shit. Like, he's him. He's Himothy. Like, I can guarantee you, both of them walk in a room. Phil. Ain't nobody saying, yo, Satya was good. Nah. Now think about this. This just happened. You know that Tenderism restaurant where they had Unc? He gave you the flavor, showed the meat falling off the bone. The place was a coffee shop before he said, yo, switch it to barbecue. I got a mean barbecue game. Them dudes is losing money hand over fist. Phil, yo, switch it to Game Pass. I got a mean hustle game. I can make magic money. Unc, Phil. So Unc get the place popping. Tenderism, come out with a name. Tenderism. None of y'all was talking about Game Pass. Y'all ain't know what that was. Tenderism. Game Pass. Unc, Phil. Think about it. Who felt the way? Who felt the way. The owner felt the way. When a dude wanted to hit him off with a $5,000 tip, what is his name? Mike Lee, the restaurant connoisseur that, travels and tries your food. Wanted to hit him with a $5,000 tip. They blocked that. Hit him with the stiff arm. Nah. Unc is busy. Too much adulation. Dude going up on TikTok. Dude going up on Instagram. Tenderism around the corner. Dude's coming in. Unc a rock star. Unc got security now. It got to the point where they think Unc own a restaurant. Don't even recognize that dude. Do you see what I'm talking about? Somebody stifled his growth. Unc out. Phil out. Hate is crazy. You gotta look at it, man. You gotta look at it. And I know a lot of you dudes is like, nah, King, you just like Phil, and Phil is a cool dude. Do I know Unc? Can we all agree that Unc got a raw deal? Can we all agree? This is the reason why I give you similarities. This is the why I want you to see. This is the reason why I break it down like no other, because these dudes is robots. Give me a second. I got somebody that's coming through and they're supposed to come through. Give me a second. Yeah, I apologize. Today is like one of those wacky days. I got some stuff scheduled. I got the bathroom people coming in, and it's just a wacky day. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when somebody's a rock star, when somebody is doing their thing, jealousy and envy comes from those that is closest among you. It could be somebody that puts you on. It could be somebody that helped you. See, a lot of people want you to do good, but they don't want you to do better than them. See, the moment that you start to outshine the master, see, if anybody knows the 48 laws of power, never outshine the master. Never. See, but if you're not studying your 120s, if you're not up on game, you will never understand this. This stuff is in the 33 lessons. Every day I'm going to give you a lesson. Every day I'm going to break down some knowledge. Every day I'm going to make you better than when you walked in the door. I'm putting you up on game. If you a square and you lame, I got you. Understand, King is my name and I run this and I got you. But I'm telling you, I can see a play a mile away by looking at it, and I see it and I say, damn, because when my man was shining, I understood it. Remember Phil was known for the shelf? What Satya do? See, you got to look at swag. When somebody tries to jack your swag, it's based upon them not having any. The source never needs to copy because the source is the source. But somebody that doesn't have the source, that doesn't come from the source, needs to copy the source because they're not original. Understand this, see this, see this. Not saying that the dude ain't got his own lane. You got your own lane, you got your own thing. But bubbling in the building, my man was unreproachable. Game Pass was stifled by marketing. Look at it. The pivot in this is a Xbox and you don't need a console, that's all to undermine exactly what's going on here. Not saying that my man didn't have a hand in that, but his discernment was off. Because people feeding you information that sometimes is not there for you to succeed. Sometimes they're there to watch you fail in order to be there when they're ushering you out the door. Yeah, you reach the stars, but you, not so fast. So today, check it out. So I got a bunch of information today, and we're going to talk about a bunch of information today because there's some stuff going on. I got a hard 25 minutes because what I have to do is I have to meet with these bathroom guys. I promised them my time, and I want to see exactly if he's going to deliver what I need, right? And then I got to make sure that I run out and go get some more stuff for my wife before the evening comes, and my son has school tomorrow. So, Xbox new chief of staff just reunited with Asha Sharma. But who exactly is Craig Sakata? Craig Sakata is joining Xbox as the chief of staff, reuniting with the new CEO, Asha, and signaling another major shift in Microsoft gaming leadership. But his background may surprise you. Now, this is coming from Adam Hales at Windows Central. Now, amid the departure of Phil and Sarah, there's new leadership over at Xbox. Craig Sakata is not unfamiliar with the name within the name of Microsoft. He joined the company in 2006 and during what may consider Xbox golden era when the 360 was dominant and a force in the market. So he understands what the brand is. Do you understand exactly what they're doing now? They're going to start bringing back familiar faces in order to get you ingratiated back with the brand. They understood that they messed up. They understood that stuff went wrong. They understood that leadership kind of fumbled the bag. Not kind of, but did. Because they understand what's integral to success. That Xbox brand. And the brand is tarnished. But I digress. Let me continue. At the time, however, he was not working on Xbox. He began under the Windows division as a PR manager before moving over to Xbox in 2010 as the director of communications. In 2013, he stepped into the role of director of sports marketing, which is a position I did not even realize existed until researching yesterday. This is his article, not my own. This is the reason why I'm live, so you can see it. After 7 years at Microsoft, Sakata left in 2013 to join Porsche, which he would not return to Microsoft until 2016, where he remained ever since, initially working on the HoloLens before transitioning to Azure Cloud. Now, I want you to understand this. This is another individual that is working with cloud and AI. If anybody believes that they're going to remove cloud and AI from the next console, I got a bridge I want to sell you. It's in Brooklyn, and I'm selling it on it cheap. You can get it while it's hot. You can get it while it's butter. But don't worry about it. Don't tell nobody this deal is just for you. Don't be stupid. But what they're doing now is they're surrounding her with familiar faces that have street cred. What did I tell you before? Someone who's not credible, what do? They stand by and next to people that are credible in order to get credit. Right? When you walk in a situation, you got to think about it this way. When you walk into a situation, let's say you're walking into a building and you are up and coming in a situation, you walk in with somebody that already has the cred in that arena that you actually are trying to break into. Then you immediately have cred based upon their accolades. Standing next to someone therefore makes you credible. This is the reason why some boxers have other established boxers walk with them into the ring. Shakur Stevens comes to mind. He had Bud Crawford and Andre Ward walk with him into the ring when he went to fight Teofimo Lopez. That was letting you know that these credible boxers, these GOATs, these OGs sponsor me, so therefore I stand with them and they stand with me. Do you see? This is what gives her a level of cred, because they're looking at what you guys are saying, that her gamer tag, that ain't it. There's absolutely no way, like I told you yesterday, there's absolutely no way you play 30 games in a month. Where me, I'm a gamer and I don't. You understand? I got real life stuff happening, plus I got to do this, and think about it. I can't stream all day. Y'all understand the real life hustle when it comes to gamings. But let me tell you why. This is the reason why you're going to start seeing them circle around her. And I'm going to go into another thing in a second, showing you how they're trying to boost the cred up so you guys can give a chance. They don't want us to tear her down before she starts, because they heavily invested in this. So you had to tear down something that you built up before in order to show what you want, the new. It's called build and destroy. Another lesson, another 48 laws of power. Stick with me, bro. And if you guys don't go out and actively get that book, I'm really upset with you guys. Start studying it. Start studying your 120s. Get your lessons together. Xbox Boss explains her gamer tag activity, saying faking would be a terrible idea. She didn't expect it to get that much attention. Now, understand this. I know that you guys jump inside and look at people's gamer tags and see how far did they game. What is going on here? Are they really gamers? What's really happening? A lot of you guys think that she needs to be some type of super gamer in order to do her job. No, Matt is the guy that is with the games. Matt is the guy that is overseeing the games. Matt is the developer. She is the guiding force. She is the brain trying to figure out how to grow the brand. So being a gamer is not necessarily there. We want that. I want that. I want to look up and see, oh, she playing Marvel Rivals. That's what's up. Let me see what you doing. Who you main? Who you main? Who you main? If you tell me you a Deadpool main, man, you just started, B. You just started, B. But if you tell me, oh, no, I'm a Doctor Strange main, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to tank and this, that, and the third, and I like to pair up with Scarlet Witch, then you talking my language. Then I'm looking at you like, I can see what you do. But I'm a Squirrel Girl main. I like to sit in the back and bust you in the head with nuts. Pause. Over the weekend, the new Xbox boss, Asha, received a ton of attention after sharing her Xbox gamer tag on the social media. Some were skeptical about how much gamer score she managed to rack up so quickly, because we understand how long it takes for us to get our gamer score up. So listen, she said yesterday, to be in full honesty, I agree faking it will be terrible and the idea wouldn't work, so I also didn't expect my gamer tag to blow up, and the reality is pretty much boring. I recreated it to learn and understand this world. She's not a gamer. She doesn't come from this. She doesn't playing Asteroids and Centipede and all that other stuff, the stuff that you love. You're not going to bond with her based upon that. If you was talking some AI stuff and how to grow an infrastructure, then you pretty much will have her attention. But the moment you start talking about what happened in Castlevania and how you don't like how they did Dante and Dante's Inferno and all that other, that stuff right there will go right over her head. So again, this is the part where she's there to do the job, and the job is to build Xbox. If you felt that Xbox was broken, then This is not me trying to spin whatever going on. I'm just telling you the reason why you're going to start seeing familiar faces surrounding her. All right. So I play with my family, and it's a shared home account across devices, which you can see in the range of games and achievements. Now, I know that's a convenient fallback because the initial sell didn't sell. So they gave you something that actually makes some sense. I'm not saying that this is right. I'm not saying that it is wrong. I'm not saying that I believe. I'm not saying that I don't. What I'm saying is I told you from the rip, you doing 30 games in a month is bulls. I told you that straight off the rip. If I was standing next to it, I'd be like, that's not going to fly. Don't do that. Don't put that out. Don't do that. Because then you thinking they're stupid. They're not stupid. Anyway, they fixed that this weekend with everybody is only playing on their own gamer tags. Hold on. Let me double check to make sure that he's not at the front door. Okay, that's the side door. All right, cool. But I got where this is coming from. I don't pretend to be the best gamer. Even though I'm playing, it's still not my goal. My focus to make Xbox the best place to play, to return to our roots, to ship great things and become stronger for the future. And yes, I'm writing this because, again, we thought or we feel that a lot of her posts was based upon AI writing, right? Cool. Now, this is another way in order to make her credible. A lot of people in the industry feel that Jez is a real credible person. I feel that he's a credible person. I feel that Jez himself, my guy, and I'll tell you, I broke bread with him. I sit down with him, and I generally like Jez. No matter how you may feel about it, if I consider him an associate, a pal, then I cite a lot of his work. It's good. So again, this came across my desk today, an exclusive from Jez, talking to the new Xbox CEO Asha Sharma and co-CEO CCO Matt Booty. This team has brought it back before, and I'm here to help us do it again. Now, the article itself is him sitting down talking to him, and from what she's saying is that she and Matt and Phil sat down and went over hardware and stuff for like a year, right? Now, they said, he is fully set to retire from the business in October. Spencer has been instrumental in turning Xbox from Microsoft. We already know that, but Xbox facing some disruption. We already know that. Let's get to the whole actual conversation. For me, the spirit of the return to Xbox is about returning to the spirit of the team that was founded on, Sherman explained. It's the spirit of surprise. It's the spirit of building something nobody else would be willing to try. I've heard Renegade, Rebel, and Fun used, and that's what I was thinking about when I wrote that, because they asked her about the returning to Xbox. Okay, Xbox is none of that, all right? And Xbox was edgy, brash, daring, and above all, inclusive, right? Doing online, doing voice chat, multiplayer, engaging, that's Xbox. Xbox had exclusives. That Rubicon is already crossed. We're never going back. So a lot of that conversation based upon what do you mean, you weren't a gamer to understand it. See, Xbox is a feeling, not a word. An Xbox person will understand what another Xbox person is talking about because you'll say something like, yo, quick resume, right? Am I right? And you be like, oh my God, right? Just say, yo, remember Blades? Oh, I remember sliding. Remember that? Remember Uno? That? See, it's a feel, it's a know, it's a conversation. It's remembering the song that went into gears. It's about the moment that you turned on the flashlight in Halo when you was in that dark corridor. It's about Master Chief feeling that he lost a piece of himself when Cortana was going crazy and he had to get her back. It's those moments that Xbox is a feeling. So something that you just don't put into words. So to get that Xbox feel back, it's about being the underdog, staring down the Titan that's in front of you and saying, I ain't taking this shit. That's Xbox. Xbox guys are Spartans. We die hard. Dude's been telling me, yo, King, you gotta just give up the line. You's a sucker. You built that way. You built weak. I ain't got that in my blood. I fight. That's how Phil got his name. You thought he just got a name? Every accomplishment he made, he got a new title. Game Pass was the golden one. Aurelius. You see, it was thought out. Greek gods, Spartans, fighting Romans, warriors. That's what I look at when I see Xbox guys. That's what Xbox is. Xbox is, I'm not giving up. I'm here to fight all the way. I don't give a hell how many consoles you sell. When you slip up, I'm going to knock you out. It's Joe Frazier fighting Muhammad Ali while Muhammad Ali is telling him the whole night, I'm God. He's taking jabs upside his head. But in that 13th round, he caught him with that left hook and dropped his ass. It's Buster Douglas going up against Mike Tyson. After his mom's passed, and everybody said, you ain't gonna win. You can't beat him. He's a monster. And you knock his ass out. That's what Xbox is. Xbox ain't about bending the knee. That ain't it. So I understand everybody's looking for to have that response, that fight, because all the Spartans is waiting for the word. That's what they waiting for. The conversation is bullshit. That's bullshit. That's curated crap. It's cool. I'm not upset with it. I understand you trying to establish yourself. You want to build your brand. I get it. And I'm not hating because I understand you got a roadmap that you got to roll out. So I'm cool with it. I'm a wait see type of dude. Phil ain't getting no. Man, listen, the first day I had to G-check him when we was there. Why did you end on a game that's not your IP? True G Status told me it was business. It ain't personal, homie. It's business. I respect that. I respect that. Paul Parvara, sorry if I butchered your name, 4832 with the $10 super chat. Keep doing you, King. Always like to listen to what you have to say, no matter what, if I agree or not. Blessings. Listen, this is an open zone for everybody to come in. If you don't have to agree with it, but I'm going to get mine off. Pause. You too. That's why the super chats is there, and I'm going to read them. Davy Dog 4 with $2 super chat. They sunset an Xbox like old Yeller. Don't panic. Brother, you can't sunset something that they need. See, I listen, I'm about all that smoke in these Twitter streets. I'm about that. Listen, I'm that individual that like that fight, that like that laugh. I'm about all of that. Y'all know that. Don't listen, I'm about it. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to lie to you, right? Xbox ain't going no place. They need it. That's it. They needed to get it to you. Now, remember when I told you about the app? And it's an app already. The Game Pass is an app. Xbox has been an app. It's an app that's on your phone. I play Jules on my phone all day long. It's an app that's on your phone. It's not going anywhere. What you guys are failing to realize is, okay, I understand that you're old mentally. I understand. You're old because you still believe that a console sale equals success. If that's the case, what the hell happened to Blue Point? If that's the case, why Fear Games is looking like this? If that's you understand what I'm saying here? Times have changed and things have gone on. We're in a digital era where analog stuff doesn't matter any longer. So you got to change your mentality. You got to change your thinking. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. We can do it together. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sugarcoat it and bullshit. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to give you what you want, whether you want to hear it or not, like Cognito says. That's just simple facts. You can see it. Because if they didn't need Xbox, if Xbox wasn't a thing, after losing damn near $700 billion, shut that shit down, man. Shut it down. Shut it down. I love the fact that there's a lot of PlayStation dudes here, and I'm glad that you're here because I appreciate you. You know why I appreciate you? Because what you're doing is validating the fact of what I said. You guys understand what I say, and you respect what I say, and that's a blessing. But this is Xbox Frontline News. Now, I did give the guy until 7:30 and told him at 7:30 that I was going to come get him. Now, hold on. Hold on. Let me tell him I'm coming. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. The line will always be held, bro. What you guys don't know, anybody that's weak will think that I will fold. So that's the problem with you dudes. I'm not built like you dudes. But what you do is tell me, when you ever tell somebody, do you quit or do you submit? Do you give up? No. See, that's the dummy move. If you knew me as a kid, you would have known we gotta kill him to get him out of here, bro. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. What I'm going to tell you to do, what I try to do, what you should be doing, what we all should be doing, I want you to go where game is game and win is win. Hopefully, Asha is doing what I say and trying to play the Game Pass. But before you go do that, I want you to hear the best intro in the business, because if you got a better intro than me, let me know.
What said you claim it? It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no wriggling. Moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's
come on, Mala.
What's the man with king? That response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot. What said you claim it?
You already know the time. Told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds. Leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king. Leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war. Just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team. We bleed green. That's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team. We bleed green. That's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted.
Come on, Kilo Papa Golf with the $5 super chat. What's the deal, son? Got on late. I see you spitting game. Peace and blessings. Blessings, brother. I appreciate you. You know what it is. Let's get it.